On the 18th of May 2019, we are going to have the most powerful full moon this year. This full moon is going to be huge. This full moon is going to be massive. This full moon is going to be absolutely the most powerful indeed. Every single one of us is going to be able to feel this wonderful, absolutely magical energy indeed. It's not even only about the energy. It's not even only about the way we are going to feel. It is actually the fact that every single one of us is going to be presented with a certain opportunity to actually reflect on our life in a slightly different way, which is going to help us to kind of get a slightly different picture, slightly different vision. And this in itself is going to be huge, and this in itself is going to be massive, and this in itself is probably going to be the one of the most significant things that is going to actually drive us all forward. This is so unbelievably good. I can't even explain. Scorpio is a very powerful sign. Scorpio has got a very strong imagination, and it's a lot to do with the imagination. It's a lot to do with the thinking power. It's a lot to do with the way we concentrate. It's a lot to do with the way we see the clear picture around us. It's a lot to do with the way we kind of like project our thoughts, our mind, our ideas and things like that. Scorpio is probably the most powerful sign of the zodiac when it comes to a manifestation, when it comes to the way of thinking, when it comes to projection and manifestation. So therefore Scorpio has got that ability just to basically let's say that the Scorpio is surrounded by lots of people, and let's say Scorpio is not saying absolutely anything, but Scorpio has got such a power to project their feelings, to project their emotions, to project what they're thinking, to project their ideas, to project their feelings. Scorpio has got an absolutely incredible power. And now what is going to happen at the time of this full moon, which is going to be on the 18th of May 2019, we are going to be able to borrow that amazing, powerful, absolutely life-changing energy, which is all about us, all about what we want to do, all what we are doing, all about what we are doing right now, and all about our own transformation and manifestation. And this is the energy that we are actually going to be showered with on this wonderful and ever so significant and rather impactful full moon, which is going to be in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. This is absolutely wonderful. I mean, let me just tell you something. It is not only about the actual 18th of May. The actual full moon energy is really strong and very powerful 3 days before, on the actual day, on the 18th of May, and then 3 days later. So you have about 6 or 7 days to actually play with this wonderful, beautiful, amazing energy, which means that 3 days prior, you will be able to feel the energy will start changing. The energy is just going to be very deep. The energy is going to feel different. The energy is going to feel like a slightly different dimension. Everything is going to everything is going to feel, and everything is going to be rather enhanced around us. But this is wonderful, because this is going to be the beginning of our own calling. This is going to be the beginning of something very special that is about to start right exactly 3 days before the 18th of May. And on the 18th of May, this energy is going to be absolutely super powerful. And 3 days later, this energy is going to be absolutely super powerful. And what do? Well, it is not only about the actual connection with the deep and mysterious, connection with something unusual, connection with the unusual things. We're going to be drawn to something bizarre. We're going to be drawn to unusual people. We're going to be drawn to unusual things, to unusual situations. But this is so important because we are all going to be in tune with this weirdness, with this strange power that Scorpio has, which is absolutely remarkable. And what is going to happen is actually, as long as we are kind of going with the flow, as long as we are kind of going with this amazing energy, as long as we are going with this beautiful vibration, anything that is a really strange and unusual that we feel really drawn to at around this particular 6 days, 6 or 7 days at around the full moon in Scorpio, this is going to be very significant for us. This is going to be very significant for our calling. This is going to be very significant for our spiritual journey, and this is going to be very significant for our karma, which is all going to make sense. And even if it doesn't make sense, like for example, you find yourself in a situation being drawn to something like I don't know, you're walking like by the forest somewhere, and then you see like a really beautiful lake, and then you see that lake every single day you saw that lake for the last like about few years of your life, for example, and now suddenly you are feeling drawn to that lake. Something is calling you. You are feeling this strong dimension. You're feeling this strong direction. You're feeling this strong power. You're able to live this in a different way. You're able to sense this in a different way. You're able to kind of connect to this lake now in a different way. Now suddenly you just want to go there, sit by the lake and enjoy this beautiful and powerful energy, which is ridiculously spiritual. Water is very spiritual in itself. Water is very spiritual by itself, whether it's a lake, whether it's the sea, or water in general. So for example, this is nothing unusual, but I'm just saying, like, and I just took this an example. Now this is what the Scorpio full moon energy is actually going to do, because it's just going to kind of try to like shake us up a little bit, and just like kind of, it's just going to try to like kind of redirect us a little bit, and it's going to also try to make us realize that there is a magic everywhere around us. There is a, you know, interesting and beautiful and spiritual things are very much so around us. But it's not only that, it is becoming the part of that particular dimension, which is on another hand going to help us to kind of get a slightly different picture by kind of having a reflection of like a completely like a different vibrations, which is on another hand not only going to kind of make us to do something unusual, make us to feel drawn towards unusual or different things that we normally feel drawn to, but it's also at the same time going through these particular feelings, going through these particular emotions, which is on another hand going to awake something completely new in us. This is so beautiful, this is so significant, this is so powerful, and it's a lot to do with our karma, and it's a lot to do with like the actual strong and powerful connection with the spirit guides, with the guardian angels, with the universe at around this time. And this is why all sorts of informations are kind of going to be around us, and all sorts of feelings and all sorts of situations we're just going to start feeling drawn towards to, or drawn to. And this is so good, because it's just going to help us individually so much to find out certain things about ourselves. You see, sometimes there are things around us all the time, but we're not kind of able to see them, we're not kind of able to get them, but they're right completely in front of us. And the Scorpio full moon, it's not only going to help you like to kind of like just to see the different side of the bridge a little bit, you know, it's not only about that, but it's just going to kind of like be completely connected to your particular situation. So the bottom line is that there is actually, out of all that, you are, you know, out of the feeling of being drawn towards something, you're just going to kind of like also become at the same time the part of the same dimension. So while you're, let's say, sitting next to the lake, like, and enjoying this lake for like about 10 minutes at the same time, without you realizing, also you're just going to start kind of drifting towards a slightly different dimension. And that is just going to be the beginning of a very important process. And this process that is going to start at around this full moon, or on this full moon, it's actually going to be kind of absolutely brilliant, because it is going to show us different options about different situations in our life, but our lives, and especially those situations that we didn't know what to do with, those situations that we were just kind of confused about, and those situations where we were like kind of indecisive, and especially when it comes to the certain contemplations and things like that. This energy is also at the same time going to make us feel very sharp indeed. It is going to make us feel very sharp indeed, and it's also kind of going to give us lots of energy and lots of power. Sometimes we don't realize this energy, or we don't get this energy. When I say this energy is going to give us lots of power, it means that the confidence is just going to be the very tricky one, because we're not going to feel like, oh, we are super confident, but we are going to be super confident. Now, this is the tricky one, because you're just going to have to kind of help out yourself with this particular energy. So if you want to do something over these 6 days, it doesn't necessarily mean like if you want to do something, if you need to do something like really important, or something that you need a little bit of confidence, or something that you need like a little bit of like self-esteem and things like that, you will not necessarily feel, oh yeah, I'm like I can do this, I can do that, Superman, Superwoman, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about you gonna need to tap into that energy. You're gonna need to open the spiritual door And how you going to open the spiritual door? How do you do this? Well, the way you open the spiritual door is just basically you do like a little spiritual knock. How do you do spiritual knock? What am I talking about? When I say spiritual knock, that means that you're going to have to like kind of like rejuvenate yourself. You're going to have to help yourself to kind of get into that transition of things. And in order to get into that transition of things, if you feel negative or if you feel a little bit of confidence, if you need to do something really important or talk to somebody really important, start something really important, you haven't got a confidence, all you need to do in order to do your spiritual knock, you just need to kind of basically start doing this. You need to project your energy by the way of thinking. It's the way of thinking, it's the way of thinking, it's the way of thinking. Remember, Scorpio is very strong, Scorpio is very powerful. So if you kind of like are feeling a little bit nervous or something like that, all you need to do to make your spiritual knock, you just need to say to yourself right before the, like, let's say really important interview or really important chat or something like that, you just say to yourself, okay, this is going to be absolutely brilliant, I'm going to do so well, I've got the power of Scorpio energy, I've got the power of this full moon in Scorpio, this energy is guiding me, this energy is helping me, this energy is going to help me to make the best out of this particular situation and the best out of me and the best out of everything, and the outcome is going to be absolutely incredible. And even you just, that's all you need to say, and this is going to create amazing spiritual knock, okay? And this is going to be it, and this is what you do before you need to do something really important, and you will see you will see exactly what I meant about this wonderful, beautiful, amazing energy of Scorpio, because this is just going to be so good, and you're going to do really well. And then once you kind of do your spiritual knock, once you start talking, you just, you will just see, you will be flying, your beautiful wings are going to like grow, and you're going to fly around like the most beautiful angel, and you're going to do everything and say everything with such an ease. But all you need to do is just start talking, start doing things, and that in itself is going to be your spiritual knock that you need to do. And that's why I'm saying it's absolutely wonderful, because Scorpio, this energy is like really wise, this energy is really powerful, but at the same time it gives us like so much beauty, so much radiance, and it makes us like a very interesting indeed. So if you want to like make a connection with someone, or like talk to someone or impress someone, like an employer, let's say, I'm taking this an example, if you want to impress someone, then this most certainly it's going to be the right energy, because this energy is just kind of makes people mysterious and very interesting, and everything is very mysterious, and people at the same time become very open-minded. And then when people like make a connection, then like lots of things are more interesting than they normally are. And especially when people talk, people make a communication, people make a contact, people are able to feel and to sense themselves in a slightly different way. And that's why I'm saying that it's absolutely brilliant to do all these things when it comes to Scorpio full moon, because it's all about you, it's all about your own power, it's all about you playing with this energy, but it's all about you rediscovering yourself, rediscovering your passion through what you're doing already. This is absolutely wonderful. What else is the Scorpio full moon going to do? It's absolutely brilliant, as I said, to practice visualization in general. It's absolutely brilliant because of the Scorpio and the power of their mind. And also it's an absolutely brilliant time to empower ourselves, and it's also a fantastic time to manifest, transform. This is the time of transformation, okay? And this is also the time to observe. It's a brilliant time to sit down and just observe people around us, observe the situation around us, and there's just so much more, so much deeper that we can go into. We dive so much deeper when the full moon is in Scorpio, so there's just so much realization that we're going to get, not only about our lives, but it's also about people in our lives, what they mean to us, about the certain stages in our life, about the certain dimensions in our lives and things like that. It is all going to make sense. Also, on another hand, it's going to be brilliant time to let something go in order to allow something new to come into your life. When it comes to the full moon in Scorpio, this is also absolutely perfect time to see what part of your life you need to abandon, for example. And this is so important, because if you abandon that, if you cut it out, if you make a certain edit and certain adjustment, now at the time when the full moon is in Scorpio, you just get the balance back, and it's just like, oh la la, it's brilliant. It's just kind of test you at the same time, but also at the same time it's going to help you to kind of go over the certain obstacle that you had, and the outcome is just going to be so much better, because the outcome, instead of like being really negative or like being really bad, now the outcome just comes up, bounce back so much better, so much nicer, with the whole beautiful karma and energy, which just becomes at the same time the whole new beginning. So it's all about a new beginning, new school, new job, new career, you know, new direction, new hobby. You know, it's absolutely brilliant, because also we're going to find this at around this 6 or 7 days at around the full moon in Scorpio, but also especially on the full moon in Scorpio on the 18th of May, it is just going to be like our skills, what we do and what we are good at, it's going to be enhanced. Just remember what we do, okay, and what we are good at, you know, our skills are going to be absolutely enhanced, okay. The most likely it's going to be on the 18th of May, which is the actual day, but it's, as I say, 3 days before and 3 days after, it's also going to be very strong. So anything to show your skills, anything to show what you can do, how good you are with your skills, now this is the time. Brilliant time for the interviews, brilliant times to go out, brilliant times to test ourselves, and brilliant times if you want to like make ourselves to go further, because now if you do it at this time, like just so much is going to become kind of like obvious to you, and your subconscious mind is going to be like absolutely beautifully powerful. It's going to be very empowered, and at the same time it's going to make a very strong connection with your future, just for like about a week you see, just at around these days, you see, and you're going to be able to kind of like connect to the certain parts of your future without you even realizing. So therefore you're going to start feeling drawn towards new stages, okay, towards new stages in your life, but especially when it comes to your direction, and especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to financing, and especially when it comes to the certain luxuries in your life, certain new directions, security and things like that. What else I was going to say is, you know, there is also going to be a decision. This is a great time to make decisions. Like, I can't stress enough, if you have important decisions in general to make, please do it when the full moon is in Scorpio, because you're just going to be able to kind of have a clear picture. Your vision is going to be absolutely amazing. You will be able to connect to things very sharply indeed. And also on another hand, when it comes to the actual meditations and things like that, this is going to be the very strong, perfect time to meditate. As I said, a very strong time of connection indeed. But as I said, to make any important decisions, now this is going to be the time. If you're unsure what to do, like how to important decision, you know, just ask yourself a question. What should I do? What should I do? You know, like what should I do? Should I go this way or this way? Should I do this or should I do that? Just ask yourself this very first thing in the morning. Or maybe you can and you can have only 6 or 7 days to play with. So it's going to come back to you, and the answer is going to come back to you. It's going to bounce back to you, and you're going to start feeling very strongly about it. You're going to start feeling very drawn towards this answer, and that in itself is just going to become something that is going to become very adventurous new part of your life. Adventurous in such a way when you're going to start feeling like a very optimistic, and you will know instantly that this is the new direction to go towards. And that's why I'm saying that this is so important. On another hand, what I like as well, the balance when it comes to the Scorpio, and the balance when it comes to the actual full moon in Scorpio, is just all about the power. It's all about transformation. It's all about connecting to things around us, connecting to people around us, connecting to strange situations, like being within vibration of these strange and bizarre and deep things that are like part of the slightly different dimension. But this is exactly what we need, because this takes us somewhere else. We are somewhere else when it's the full moon in Scorpio. This is what I'm trying to say. It's that powerful. It's that significant. It's that special that it's just going to bring something really special out in us as well. So that's why I'm saying it's just so much to look forward to. And also on another hand, the vibration of being ready for everything, and the excitement of being ready for everything, and the happiness. We're going to feel like very happy. We're going to feel very mischievous, but in a good way. The problems that we're going to come across, cross it around these 6 days, normally would be like, oh no. But now it is just going to be slightly different picture. Now our reaction is going to be like a bit more mischievous. We are going to be able to see maybe funnier side to this. And that in itself, it's not only about seeing this, feeling this like that. That in itself, it's a really fantastic new stage, because this is when the process starts. Our way of thinking is changing, and then that in itself is just going to bounce back and bring a completely different realization about a problem that we have used to find like a major, like really huge. Now this is just all going to kind of like show a slightly different side to it, and that in itself is just going to bring something completely different. New contemplation, but fantastic contemplation, where we just realize, you know, that we had more, way more than we need to in order to move on, or way more, you know, in order to like kind of like go from one stage in our life to the next stage in our life. But it's just absolutely wonderful, because the full moon in Scorpio just kind of like things that didn't make sense, they will suddenly going to start making sense. But especially when it comes to the manifestation and things like that, now this is absolutely the time. It's absolutely brilliant, and I think it's just probably, as I said, this is going to be the most powerful full moon when it comes to this year. And this, of course, this full moon is going to be in Scorpio. Okay, I wish you all the best, and just don't forget, you know, just think positive. This is the time of manifestation. This is the time when you can create things. This is the time when you will be able to find out certain things about yourself, and this is the time when you will need to explore strange things about yourself, explore things that you didn't explore in a long time, explore like a strange feelings that you have about yourself. You know, this is the time to explore, because every single exploration that you have is going to bring something else, and that something else that is going to come into your life is just going to kind of be the direct reflection on something else that's going on in your life that you needed the answer to. I absolutely adore, I absolutely love full moon in Scorpio. This is most certainly the time when I really enjoy myself, and I love this energy indeed. Okay, I wish you a happy full moon in Scorpio. Thank you all ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Mwah.